Hi, Shelby Jo Long here with the Genius Entrepreneur Podcast to bring stories to the audience about how to transform your genius to live a life of your passion and to start really feeling more fulfilled in your space. And today we have an opportunity to talk to somebody who is going to really fit into the discussion of turning your genius into an income stream, but also it's going to serve our women in construction audience because she is a leader in that industry in the construction and the real estate industry, and to really think about how we create a legacy with our wealth. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to introduce Amanda Taylor to you today. And Amanda is a wealth strategist, and I'm excited for her to talk about her business and to tell us what she's got going on. So, Amanda, welcome to the podcast today.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Great. Can you start by just, well, I say your elevator pitch, but I want a little bit more than that. Just tell us about who you are and
How I
what you
got
do.
here. Yeah. So I was told I switched jobs more than most people switched underwear after I graduated college. I could not find what I wanted to do and ended up, I was in dentistry for 15 years and just had a job to pay the bills and lived my life outside of that. And when I moved from Texas to Colorado for my ex-husband's job, the only dental job I could find was 2 days a week. So I met a friend and she's like, "Hey, my husband and his partner just started this house flipping business. They could use like some admin help. You seem to be organized." I was like, okay. So for 5 hours a week, they hired me to help do the paperwork for their flipping business. And, fast forward 7 years later, I went from 5 hours a week to managing their flip projects to getting into lending myself and then starting my own company, flipping my own houses, and building my own rental portfolio. Because why build somebody else's wealth when I can build my own? So that's how I got into real estate investing. And from there, lots of life stuff happened. But
Yeah.
I got divorced and kept my business going, but I started another business with a partner who was also a real estate investor who had built his own full CRM for his lending and life insurance business. Well, we decided if he's going to build that, let's just sell it. So we've got an entire company devoted to helping entrepreneurs build wealth by leveraging technology, getting all of their systems in place, automating their sales and marketing, as well as getting the funding they need to really scale their business. And we've got a lot of coaching programs involved in that. But my main goal, this is no longer an elevator pitch. I know this is really long. My main goal has been ever since I got into real estate investing was creating wealth. And, that is the horse I hitched my cart to. I love real estate investing. I love the opportunity to provide a wonderful, safe home for other people. I love the creativity of it. And I want other entrepreneurs and self employed people to realize that we have more options than an IRA or the stock market. I mean, we don't get a 401k. We can't go to a bank and get a traditional loan for a home. There's so many opportunities that we have that we don't even know about. So, my platform now is to really educate people on how to grow their wealth. After I help them raise their revenue, let's grow that wealth. Let's create generational wealth for our families using the tools and strategies that we may not know we have access to. There you go.
That's a little bit more than an elevator pitch,
Yeah, a
but
little bit.
you give us the whole
I gotta throw it all in there.
Yeah, I love it. And I'm excited to talk about your business, but I want to back up a little bit. What excited you about, because that was the real estate investing and the house flipping, that was
Mhm.
something that was newish to you.
Yeah.
What excited you about that? And what I love the transition from, like, you're in a career and then you get into something else. And I love to see what that brings out in people, because I believe that when you kind of tap into something that's really you and the core of who you are and your genius, then you begin to
Mhm.
flourish. And it kind of sounds like that happened, but not,
Yeah.
you weren't really looking for it. So can you
Not
talk
at
a
all.
little
Yeah,
bit?
not at all. I didn't think that was going to be, you know, anything that I ever did for one. I mean, everybody's watched house flipping shows on HGTV,
Yeah.
right? Like you just look at it and know that's something other people do. And really, it was just an extra thing. I had just moved here. I didn't really know anybody. I didn't have a lot of opportunity. I was like, well, I got time. I might as well do something. And from the minute I started to really learn about it just was so exciting to me. It was so intriguing, and I wanted to learn everything about it.
Yeah.
And it's not a one size fits all industry. There's so many opportunities within real estate and within investing. The fun part is throwing a sledgehammer around and knocking down some cabinets. I'm really great at demo, but there's other ways that you can invest in real estate and really build wealth. You can get creative, even with your buyers, to give people an opportunity to buy a house that maybe couldn't have that one the traditional way. So I just like, it's something different every day. It's really exciting, and it, can make a lot of money.
Yeah. And to search for those different, I don't know, it seems so creative. And I'm a very surface level understanding of the world. So I'm excited to know more from you, but it seems like a very creative place to be.
Yeah,
And that's
lots
exciting.
of ways. You get to design a house and the layout and the colors and all that fun stuff, but the financing piece of it too, and running the numbers and working in spreadsheets and finding ways to make it all fit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's and I wonder if that's one of, I mean, the creative genius of, of envisioning what a house looks like and picking the colors and doing something that feels intuitive to you and correct to you, but
Hmm.
then the financing on the side of it too. Can you talk about some of those similarities?
Yeah, it's like a puzzle, right? When
Yeah.
you're working within these parameters. You try to create the best deal when you buy the house. Like I want to get it for as little as possible, and then do the work as, economically as possible so that I can have the best outcome on the end. So it's always a puzzle. It's like, all right, if I get it for this price, I'm able to do this much, and just moving all the pieces around and finding, the funding to do it. You're not going to get just one blanket loan that somebody's like, oh yeah, here's all the money you need. Go for it. You have to, I call it Frankenstein funding. You got to know where to go to get all the pieces to fill in the holes so that you come out of pocket with very little money, to get into it. So it's knowing is half the battle. Like if you know the right people, you know the right programs, it is something that you can do. But yeah, it's just like putting a puzzle together, number puzzle. And I never thought I was good at math, but it's
But you
fun.
sh- but it fits who you are. Talk to me about, so now you have this whole program to
Mhm,
help people understand how to do it for themselves. Can
mhm,
you talk about what inspired, because you love doing it for other people and you
mhm,
like the puzzle and you like the problem solving and you like the creativity of it,
mhm.
but teaching that is different than actually doing it yourself. So can
Yeah.
you talk about, because it's stepping into consulting and coaching really.
Mhm.
So can you talk about some of those? What has been a challenge in that space, maybe to teach your craft to other people? Because it's different skill set.
It's a completely different skill set. I've always felt comfortable, speaking and teaching. The biggest barrier has been content creation. I hate it. I hate posting. I hate doing it. But I know, especially going into 2025, you know, that is the way that people are purchasing. That is the way people are building trust, is through your personal branding and how you're putting yourself out there. So that's a big thing for that. But it really comes down to the passion for me. I knew when I found out I don't have a 401k. I don't have a pension. I don't know anybody my age that has a pension. I'm a proud Gen Xer. I don't think I'm going to have Social Security by the time I get
Yeah.
to that age. And the fact that no one is coming to save us, like, let's do this. And then getting, a divorce in the mix. I was married for 22 years and I had someone who had a retirement plan through their employer. And now I'm on my own, and this is my responsibility to manage things and grow them in a way that, like you said, can build a legacy. So, okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to do? And I know how lucky I was to be surrounded by the right community and the right mentors and to learn those things. And I just want to be able to share that with so many other people because we are so seemingly limited as entrepreneurs in what our options are for funding, financing, and investing. It's all about using what we've built to grow that generational wealth, to grow that legacy, to build something and to invest with purpose. Like real estate may not be your thing, but there's plenty of other ways. I don't ever want to sell a product or a service in my coaching. I want it to be fully educational so that you can find what aligns with your values and find the way that really gives you peace of mind and knowing that what you're building is helping other people.
Yeah. What have you found to be, I mean, I'm not looking for tips on investing, but like, what have you found to be the most fulfilling in that space?
Mm-hmm.
You're very passionate and independent, you're building your independence, you're building your portfolio, you're creating your legacy. But it always hasn't been that way. And I think as a woman and not that that's unique to women, I think that's also being in a career and being in a career and a safe, like getting a safe paycheck and all of those things that create that security. And we're in that space, and Gen Xer too, and they were taught to be in that space and
Mm-hmm.
work however many years and get your retirement, and then we're not satisfied. What created that shift in you? And maybe it was the major life event like a divorce or a career change or a move or something, but I mean there's something more with your mindset that's going on.
It happened, that was probably honestly what led to the divorce was I knew graduating from college, I got the degree my parents told me to get. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I just got whatever job was available. I tried sales, I didn't like it. I tried this, I didn't like it. I got into dentistry because it was easy. I was a practice manager. I can move a lot of pieces and do a lot of things and
Yeah.
spin a lot of plates. And I would do it for the time I was there, and then I was done, right? Security, weekends free, all the things. But I truly was never fulfilled. And I didn't know there was another option. I
Yeah.
found it accidentally. So if I had even known the possibility, I probably wouldn't have been ready for it anyway. The mindset, going from that security, scarcity, like let's keep it all right here and be safe mindset, I had to really grow into that. And it took a few years to get there. But when it did, that was a major shift in my life and how I wanted to live it, which, probably was a big factor in causing that split.
But it's serving you
And yeah,
your needs, and now you
I
have
couldn't be happier. Yeah.
100%. Gosh, our stories so mimic each other. They're very, very close. I was in academia, happy doing that job, happy going there every day. I really liked teaching, but there was just something missing. And I just felt like I wanted something more, and I wanted to make a bigger impact and have bigger influence and build something, be creative. And I wasn't thinking about building generational wealth at that time, but then you get into business and you get around some folks that are doing some really amazing and influential things like yourself, and you're like, I'm gonna do that
I'm
too,
going to do that too.
why wouldn't I do that? So yeah.
And then the greatest thing for me that I've done within real estate investing to make an impact is, I live in an area of Northern Colorado that is really difficult to buy. It's very expensive, like a lot of places around the country. And so when I buy a house and, fix it up, my goal is to sell it to a renter. I want to do kind of a rent to own option because I do believe the barrier to home ownership is so high.
Yeah.
I want to help people find the home of their dreams and work their way into ownership of it and give them the tools and programs to do that. So between getting to fix a house up to give a family a wonderful home, I also get to structure the financing that helps them buy it when they never thought they could buy a house. So that's the best part about it.
The financing piece. Now that's I want to explore that a little bit more about what your company is doing, because it seems like you have like all of the solutions that you would need. And the financing is usually the problem. So
It
that's,
is the hardest part. And most people think if they walk into Wells Fargo or Bank of America and they get told, no, you don't qualify, then that's it. And
yeah,
that's not the case at all. At all. My partner wrote a book, 101 loan programs to get through life. Like, I have no desire to read it, but I know there's a lot of loans that you can use to buy a home, to start a business. I mean, we do SBA funding for businesses to really help them launch. And even our clients who are owning their own business, they don't think they can own a home because the bank tells them no. But that's not the case at all. So if you just know the right people, the right tools, and the right strategies and align yourself, if you want it, you can do it. It just may not look like everybody else's, but it is absolutely possible.
yeah, it's again, maybe that's a I don't know if that's a boomer thing, or if that's a, like, you have too much information and you can't, there's
That's
just too
true.
much to process, that there's maybe that option too. So
Yeah.
that's interesting.
It's
Uh,
finding
so
people that you know, like, and trust that can guide you in that process, because it's out there and information's out there and it can be overwhelming and intimidating.
yeah,
But I say, like, intimidation and education have an inverse relationship. So if you just learn more, you'll get more comfortable in the process.
yeah. So speaking of education, tell me a little bit more about the programs that you're putting together, and
Mhm.
in your wealth strategist
My
empire.
old my empire. We have 3 programs currently going right now. One for entrepreneurs and small business owners. It's called the Race to Revenue. We take on 10 people at a time, and for 90 days, we essentially work as a fractional CFO, CMO. We put those pieces together. You're familiar with how this works. We just do it on a smaller scale, and get people set up with the tools they need to get to the next level. So we sell that coaching program. And then for real estate investors, we have an Expand Your Empire program. Is the same principles. Like, you've done 1 or 2 deals, but you're out of money at this point, right? You've leveraged all of your personal funds to get 1 or 2 rental properties or do 1 or 2 projects. Now let's really teach you the tools and strategies, like I said, to Frankenstein it up so that you can really scale using, other people's money or other opportunities. And then I personally am really empowered after seeing the Show Her the Money documentary. It
Yeah.
was, I already knew I had a passion for this. I just didn't quite know how to articulate it. And I was, sitting next to my boyfriend watching this thing, and I was hitting him on the leg. I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is why I want to do it. So this, I'm going to start a whole brand, Elevate with Amanda. I want people to really elevate who are already, if you want to grow your business, great, I'll help you do that. You want to build a real estate portfolio, great, I'll help you do that. But let's start at the basics. When I was talking about, education versus intimidation, let's start at the basic. Let's learn the basic vocabulary so that I can have a confident conversation and know what's going to happen to my money if, or I'm interested in this. So it is really going to be just educational, informational, and empowering, knowing that you have the power of choice when it comes to how you invest your money and how you grow your wealth. So it's just really about creating a community that supports learning your options. And if there is something that aligns with your values, then let's learn everything we can about it and see how we can make it work for us.
Yeah. That was such an inspiring show, and it's yeah, I'm on that train too. It was really exciting to hear the stories, and then to think that that's not out of reach, you
It's
know.
not out of reach. And so I want to
VC
empower
funding
women.
space
Yeah.
and investing
To
space, not
Yeah, I
out of
want
reach.
to empower women to invest, to
Oh,
learn the opportunity and what that looks like and really educate themselves on it. And I also want to do the other side for business owners who want to get funding. Okay, let's talk about what that process looks like. Let's help you build a pitch. Let's help you get in front of the right people. So if I can bring all of those together, and specifically for female owned businesses, for minority owned businesses, that is the passion, that is the goal, and that's how I want to build my legacy.
Yeah. Well, uh what advice would you have for somebody that is thinking about investing? Is my
Mhm.
first question. And then I want to ask you what advice you would give to somebody that is thinking about creating a business or a career path out of their passion. So let's start with investing, and then we'll get to the more meta conversation about about inspiring other people. So
Yeah. If you're thinking about investing, I say it's good to be connected to people who are connected. So get yourself around people at the level that you want to be at and find out what they're doing, how they got there, what they built, what their struggles were. It's just important to be in community and, find out what really drove those people to where they are, what it took, and what you can learn from that and implement in your own investing journey. And then yeah, like take a course like Investing 101 that I'm gonna that I'm gonna
got
host
it
here.
right here.
Yeah, Investing 101. Let's think about it in a different way. Let's change our mindset about what wealth means for us as women. Let's, empower ourselves to have choice and really learn just the basics so we know which direction to take and really plow through into.
Yeah.
And yeah, in building a business, you
And
think,
I ask this question to everybody I feature on here because it's so fun for me because I have created a business out of my own genius. It took me a long time, and it was everybody has a different path to it, but yeah, I'm super more fulfilled, and I have these amazing conversations. But then to hear you talk about it too, and
yeah,
how you just light up when you talk about it, and I mean that's what a great space to be, and
yeah. As far as
inspire
advice on building a business,
other people to think, yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna like what I'm doing. So
yeah. And that's the thing. I tell people are like, oh, I want to be my own boss. I want to have all this freedom. And I'm like, I don't want to be my boss. I'm not terrible at it. No, it's just your whole mindset has to shift from being someone's employee who's telling you what to do, what's expected of you, and what time to do it, and then you're in charge. And you're responsible for getting all the things done, not just running the show, but creating the vision, creating the culture, doing all the things. So it's really a mindset shift from employee to, business owner. And that took me a long time to switch because I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. But that's not how it works.
no,
So again, I think community is a big piece of it too. As a lot of solopreneurs are starting their journey and they're just sitting in their office or at their laptop trying to build a business, and they feel like they're doing it all alone. So whether it's virtual communities of networking or in-person networking, I run a group in my local town for business owners and entrepreneurs, that's not just to network but really to workshop together, to mastermind together, like let's grow together. And if you can get involved in community, like I said, that is the greatest way to expand your network, expand your visibility, expand your knowledge. It's just, I can't say enough about finding the people that you want to be like and get in that room with them.
yeah, 100%. I think that's so key because yes, we are more creative in this space, but we're more creative when we
Mhm.
when we know it's possible.
Yeah.
Because I think in the in the previous
Hmm.
life, whatever that is, you're not necessarily in a bubble, but you just don't really think about what's possible.
You
And
don't know what you don't know.
you don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda, you are so inspiring. And I love to see you're so on the path that you should be on. Like your intuition has drawn you to where you are today. And now you have such desire to inspire others. I think that's amazing. Can you let our audience know where to find you?
Yeah, I am on LinkedIn at Amanda Taylor. I am on Facebook at Automation Maven. My company, Metropolis Business Development, you can go to metropolisbusinessdevelopment.com to see all the tools that we have for small business owners and entrepreneurs. And then elevatewithamanda.net is coming soon with all of my wonderful investing, finance, community building, female empowering genius. So it'll be here soon.
Can't wait. Female empowering genius. I love that. You are a wealth strategist and an empowerment genius. I love
There
that.
you go.
Yes. Love that. Well, Amanda, thank you for coming to the podcast today and inspiring our audience. For all of you listeners out there, I think this is another great story about how to transform what's inside of you, what you know you have, and it's not stuck in a career. Don't let your career change that. You can put
Oh,
that into another space and be more creative and be more inspired. And I think this is a great story for
thank
that.
you. I really appreciate you having me.
Of course, anytime. And to all you listeners out there, keep listening. We have more stories coming from you. And I believe that we're going to see Amanda maybe running a workshop at the Women in Construction event coming up in May. So keep
I'm
your ear.
open.
We'll keep talking about it. So
Yay.
to everybody out there, have a Merry Christmas, a great New Year, and think about what you can do in 2025, because you're not making yourself any happier by staying where you are. So create something, pivot, figure it out, and create something that makes you more fulfilled. And it's a good story to do that. So,
Absolutely. Thanks, Shelby.
Amanda, we'll see you all next time.